to addressing the nation. There's clearly something afoot tonight. The real fear of the people behind me is that it's not some kind of escalation again by security forces. This rhetoric today has been quite worrying.
Nick Payton-Walls, thank you and stay safe. With Russia, Germany, France, and Poland all working with the Ukrainian president and the opposition on a way out, should the U.S. be taking on a larger role? Joining me now is Republican Congressman Dana Rohrabacher. He's a member of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, and he chairs the subcommittee on Europe, Eurasia, and Emerging Threats. Congressman, thanks for being here. The White House now says it is outraged over the violence in Ukraine.
Then he goes to grooming.
Rights element to this. What do you see as the American interests?
I'm on camera.
I'm on camera.
Different than some of the other challenges we face. What you have is a country that is somewhat evenly divided among people who want to take the country one direction and the other. And those people are in brutal political conflict. And hopefully, we'd like to be the country that emphasizes solving these problems.
Did you see that tackle?
Through the ballot box. Unfortunately, what we have is you have players from the outside, both from Moscow and from Europe, who are trying to make sure that their people on the inside are uncompromising about how to proceed, and that's why I think we've relied on that's one reason why I think that we have seen this violence. As far as the United States goes, I think that we are no longer in the Cold War, and for some reason, and there was people seem to think that any time that Russia is doing something in its self-interest, like trying to get a good trading relationship.
One second.
On behalf of those who oppose it, I think we should sit it out and apply and ask all sides to settle it through a democratic election.
These protests started up peacefully back in November because of this trade deal. Yanukovych opting to go with Putin and Russia as opposed to the EU. Now
That's going to be one very long video.
That more radical elements of the protest.
Oh, look at those eyes.
The protest into something violent. At least 13 police officers have been killed this week. Protesters, of course, have a right to peaceful protest. I don't want to distract from the fact that the government is cracking down in a very bloody way. But how concerned are you about these elements within the protest movement?
Well, what we have here, of course, is let's not forget that Yanukovych is a man who was elected to be their president. And I have not heard a charge during this whole time from the opposition or from anybody that the last election was a false, phony election, or that there was so much fraud that he shouldn't be president. The goal from day one should have been to wait till the next
Izzy's all like, I'm done.
Whatever.
But look at Belimai. He's still laying though.
He's like,
where you going?